Alright, family, today we are looking at after the interview. Don't forget, we've talked about essential skills employers expect from employees, and we have looked at it in 3 segments. We've looked at the before the interview, during the interview, and next third segment is after the interview. So what are the kind of skills, or what are the expectations of employers after interview? So what we mean by after interview, it means that you've been issued with an appointment and then you've commenced work in the organization. So in this case, we are talking about both private sector and the government sector. So the number one the employer is looking out for is demonstrating what you've written in your CV. Employers expect that whatever you have written in your CV that you can do, or you know how to do, or you've done before, you demonstrate that after the interview, after you've been employed into the organization. So right from the onboarding to the probation stage to your first assessment or your first appraisal stage, you should be able to demonstrate all these skills that you mentioned in your CV. Number 2 is that today loyalty pays than competence. Somebody will not understand me in this aspect. Now, in today's world, as a result of the digital world, people or employers are expecting employees to be very loyal in order to be able to let their accountability be very transparent. There are a lot of things that happen in organizations which doesn't come to the public, and therefore employers are expecting that once they employ an employee into the organization, you be loyal to the organization, loyal to the informations that you receive in the organization, and make sure that you protect it in order to achieve the objective of the organization. The third aspect of what employers are expecting from employees is that they want people who will be able to adapt. So I'll say that the third aspect of what employers expect from employees is culture adaptability. Every organization and the culture that runs the organization, every organization and the rules and policies that runs the organization. However, employers expect that once the employee is employed into the organization, the employee should be able to adapt to the culture, the systems of the organization. So you look at organizational structure, the system that runs the organization, and then you look at the work performance, the nature, the delivery, the reporting system, and all the systems that runs in the organization. You should be able to adapt to the organization. For instance, if the organization report at 6 a.m. or they expect employees to report at 6 a.m. and you are the type who can't wake up early, then it means that your adaptability to the system will be very difficult. But if you want to be or stay relevant in the organization, then you should be able to adapt to reporting to the organization or time reporting at 6 a.m. Now, the last but not the least, or the fourth point, is that employers expect performance enhancement. Employers expect that once the employee is engaged into the organization, if their overall performance for a quarter maybe it's 30% before the engagement into the organization, the employer expects you that you should be able to increase the 30% to probably 40 or 50. That is based on your performance, based on your role you perform in the organization. So they want performance enhancement, if not the overall output or the overall performance in your departmental or unit performance. There must be an improvement in the organization. Then the last aspect of the expectations of employers to employees after an interview, that is, after you have engaged into the organization, is your adaptability to technological world. We are in a technological world, so before you go into an organization, make sure that you learn the tools that they use to achieve their results, they use in order to perform work in the organization, and make sure you learn on the job, you learn the tools. You can also introduce new technology into the organization. When you do these things in the organization, there you mean the salary won't be paid based on salary structure, but based on performance. See you in our next episode. Bye bye.